Laura, your smile lights up this whole room.
Oh,
All right, everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here for our weekly Rise Up. And this is definitely going to be an incredible evening as we are joined by the most incredible woman, Ashlie Price, who we will introduce in a couple of moments. But first, we just wanted to go over our mission, and Together We Rise is a global platform to connect, share, and empower through the art of well-being, mind, body, and soul. And our intention is to raise the collective frequency through education, inspiration, and collaboration, creating a ripple effect through our individual communities. And in unison with the Start Your Life movement, our vision is to ignite all young people to own their lives physically and financially, and through our contributions, create freedom and a lasting legacy. And that is so powerful because every single person that continues to show up on these calls and watch the recordings, for all of you out there on the replay, thank you so much for taking the time to invest in yourself, because we know that as we continue to raise our own vibration and invest in our own lives, what we're doing is allowing everyone else around us permission to do the same. So it's really powerful, and I'm just so blessed to see all your faces here again tonight. So our core values are in alignment with the Isagenix core values. And so it's really about creating an experience. And that's what we're doing here virtually, is we're creating an experience that's set around health, empowerment, integrity, community, innovation, and ease. And through all of these core values, we are weaving in and integrating the 3 pillars of well-being, which is mind, body, and soul, and bringing in the most incredible people to share their zones of geniuses with us and with you, so that we can all have a little taste at all of the different pillars that are out there. And now I'm going to pass it over to my amazing friend and colleague, Laura.
amazing. Thank you so much, Jen. So we wanted to give an incredible shout out to Anna, who is on this call for the most incredible transformation ever. I just saw this transformation when she posted it the other day, and it honestly blows me away. And getting to see you, Anna, come on here and just get to know you even more. You're such an incredibly bright light for everybody around you. So we just wanted to celebrate you tonight on this call. And I want to put you on the spot, Anna, if you want to unmute yourself and just like share a little bit about your journey. If you could maybe give like a few little tidbits to people that are really working on a goal right now, what would be something that you would love to be able to share with everybody?
Oh my gosh, Laura, on the spot. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Let's go with it. We're just flowing, right? So, yeah, this is me in January this year. I was clearly not feeling myself anymore, just tired, overwhelmed, just angry at the war. But it was really, I was angry at myself for letting myself down, and just, I mean, you just said, oh, it's the holidays, it's my birthday, December 26th. I'm like, you have all the excuses to not take care of yourself. And January 1st, I was like, this is like legitimately, while I was pulling my pants up and I was like, I cannot even breathe. This is not me. I decided to just take back Isagenix because that's an amazing nutritional program that I'm doing. And I mean, it just has changed my life completely. And but what it is, and what I always tell everyone, it's not about the weight, it's about the mindset. Everything starts with your mindset, and everything is like, if you just drink the pill or take the pill or whatever you might be doing, if you don't have the right mindset, you are gonna go back to whatever you're doing, to whatever bad track you were on, or whatever lifestyle you don't want. So it's not about a shake or a pill or a no, not eating, which is not good because we know we need to nourish our bodies. So it's just about listening to yourself and to your body, and really paying attention to what your body is telling you. And if you feel good doing something, then just just that's what I said. Like whenever you have a bad day, like just remember why you started. Like, why are you doing this? Why is it that you needed that change? So that's all like I usually tell myself. And whenever I'm just like, I just want to watch 10 hours of Netflix instead of going to the gym, I just get back from the gym. Or instead of going back to the gym, I'm like, just why are you doing this? Like, is it giving you something good those 10 hours? Someday it might, but every day I know it's not good for me. So just listen to your body, in tune with yourself, and just like always check your mindset. That's where like everything is just like we have 3 seconds to decide, let's do this. Okay, let's go, right? So that's what I
I
said.
love that. So good. Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing that. And honestly, like we can tell, like your mindset is so good. That's why you've been able to achieve these incredible results. And I just love how you shared just to like take it day by day and moment by moment and ask yourself, like, is this something that's moving me forward? Yes or no? And then just going with the flow of what you're doing. And we're just so proud of you. And we're just so grateful that you're here with us every single week. Like every time we see your smiling face on here, you literally brighten up all of our days. So keep working toward all your goals. And it's just, you're such a pleasure to have on here.
Oh, thank you. I'm so blessed that I find you guys. Like somehow, somewhere, we needed to be on this call together. It feels amazing. You guys like light up my world every day. And I'm like, can't wait for next week. Can't wait for next week.
Oh, thanks so much, Anna. You're amazing.
So powerful. It's like mindset. It's a perfect interlude into what we're talking tonight. And I'm going to pass it off to my beautiful friend, Sarah, who actually is the reason that we are having this call tonight. So thank you so much, Sarah.
Oh my God, thank you, Jen. Oh my God, what an intro. And thank you, Anna, for your story. You're just so amazing. I can feel your heart from over here. So I love you, girl. I am so excited to welcome my dear friend Ashlie. She has been a light. I mean, if anyone's seen her Instagram, her heart speaks to my heart every day, all day. So thank you, Ashlie, for all you do for us. I am so happy to introduce her tonight. She is a soul-centered transformation life coach that specializes in helping women struggle with feeling stuck in their personal and professional growth. She has an amazing story she'll share with us tonight. She helps them break past those limiting beliefs, those behaviors, in order to discover and live joyfully within their soul's purpose and identity. If anyone wants to follow, she's got her IG at Ashlie Price 1111. Over to you, Ashlie. Welcome to the tribe. We are so happy to have you here tonight.
So excited to be here. Thank you so much, Sarah and Jen, for inviting me on this call. This has been such a growth experience for me. Sarah shared a little bit of that with you earlier, but thinking about what I was going to share with you all, it really put me in a bit of the client's chair. So as a coach, it is easy for me to really see my clients and just hearing them talk and hearing what lights them up and their passions, and also hearing what's keeping them stuck. It's easy for me to kind of unravel that for them and lay out a game plan. And so when I was approached to speak to you, like, this is a little bit of a new thing for me, as I typically do one-to-one conversations. So speaking in a group, I was like, I really want to bring it. I really want to serve. I really want to make sure I'm speaking to hearts here. And so you know, Jen had asked me, you know, what is it that's something that you really want to speak about? And so when she asked me that, it just popped right out of my mouth about self-love, self-worth. And I answered that because it is something that my girls really struggle with. No matter if they are struggling in their business, their careers, their home life, their marriages, their relationships, or just with themselves, it's very it can be very challenging for them to really see the potential within themselves in order to truly believe that they deserve the vision that they want, right? And so putting that mirror on myself with wanting to serve you, I really had to ask myself what it is that was lighting me up to be able to feel like I had something really good to say, right? And so Sarah and Jen has just been so awesome, just speaking life into me to where I'm just like, you know what? Let's do this. So as I said earlier, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. A little bit about me. I am a mother of two awesome children. I have an 11-year-old, actually a 12-year-old, Mercy, a 12-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son. They go so fast, and they are just keeping me on my toes at all times. I am recently married to someone I considered my arch nemesis in life, and that's a different story for a whole different day. But I will tell you, we've known each other for the past 13 years, and it wasn't until the past 3 years as I started doing the soul work and healing and development on myself that I really allowed love to flourish in my life, to where now I am in union with someone where 10 years or 13 years ago, if you told me we would be married, I would probably just laugh. But because I did the deeper work on myself, it drew a different person out of him, and now we share such a beautiful home and family, which is where I get the pleasure of speaking to you from. I just, I adore this, being able to just be in the comforts. Do you know what I mean? So as I was thinking about self-worth and self-love, I started really questioning, when is it in life that we are really taught these fundamentals? And I really had a bit of a challenge answering that because, you know, when it comes to learning how to love yourself, you would think that, well, you look at your home life and your parents and the way that they loved you and nurtured you. Or you would look at relationships early on in life that gave you a little bit of the heartbreak that, you know, maybe questioned how you really wanted to be treated. Or even a career path where you're in a office space or a workspace and you're with a team that speaks life into you, you know? And I guess it was, you know, these experiences that really kind of make you question your self-worth and these things. But I really wasn't finding that when I was reflecting on my own story. And it really kind of pained my heart a little bit, because in my story, things weren't that clear. And as I really started to pick that apart in order to bring you a message, it really kind of shined light on some pain points that I didn't realize were growth points. And so I love speaking in metaphors. When I speak to my clients, it's just a way for me to truly illustrate my point. And so when I'm coaching clients, I coach a lot about comfort zones to growth zones. And your body, mind, soul, spirit being the vehicle, right? Because life is, as cliche, they say, the journey, right? And you are in control of that journey. And your mission in life is going from your comfort zone, which is where your ego lies, right? It's all things that are keeping you safe, because the ego's not bad. There's no judgment there. It's just meant to keep you safe, right? The growth zone is very much different. It's all of the things that stir your spirit, that light you up, that give you those passions, but it's also the place where you have to step out of that comfort zone in order to grow. They're not the same. They're actually quite polar opposite, right? And so as you are navigating your life's mission and you're in your vehicle, which is your body, and you want to take care of that, right? Because you have one, right? And so I have my own personal story with Isagenix and what it did for me. And it really helped me through severe postpartum depression. And I'm so grateful for those products and how it nourished my body at that time. And so huge advocate for Isagenix. But when you are taking care of your body, soul, mind, and spirit, navigating through your life from your comfort zone to your growth zones, you really kind of have to pay attention to where you're going. And think about when you're driving in a vehicle, right? There's a rear view mirror, which is this big, right? Which looks at what's behind you. A big windshield that shows you the vastness of what's in front of you. And then side windows where you can just check out the scenery and the beauty of where you are navigating. I was a person who was looking at the small rearview mirror way too much in my life. Looking at the past, dwelling on things that went wrong, what didn't work out for me, and I was missing the scenery on the sides of me, and I was completely lost on where I was going. And so ultimately, and if you see me look into the side, it's just because I am a creature of habit, and I just want to make sure that I'm hitting all these points for you. Ultimately, it is the self-love and the believing that we deserve the growth, the vision that fuels our body to keep going. Think about that. Your body is your vehicle, right? It gets you from here to there, but it is the way that you love yourself that fuels you along the way. If you don't have enough love for yourself, you're only going to get so far before you run on E, right? And think about the passengers that you keep in your car, the friends that you surround yourself with. Are they detouring you? Are they pointing at all the signs on where to stop? Are you on their own agenda? Or are you so fixated on where your GPS is telling you? And do you even know where you're going? Do you even have that destination? That's where the coach comes in. That is the GPS, by the way. And I found that for myself when I hired my own, because I was wasting a lot of time. And so self-love really is the solution for the confidence and the worth that you truly deserve what you are setting out to do. It is truly the how to experience innate love, joy, and happiness. Two things that I've learned about myself, about my values, is joy and flow. That's all I want. If it's not bringing me joy and not bringing me flow, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to fight. You know what I mean? A little bit of my backstory. Growing up, I grew up in a household that really didn't teach the fundamentals of self-love. My parents, bless them, they did the best that they could, but honestly, they were a hot mess for each other. In their own respects, they taught me a lot. My dad was a man that valued hard work, but it was always work, 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 and then maybe play. My mom was different. My mom was someone who valued materials and appearance. So in order for someone to experience self-worth and love, they had to be all put together and have all of the fancier things. So oil and water is my point here. And so their marriage was very volatile. My examples of seeing how people love each other were fights and arguing and domestic abuse. And so it was very confusing to equate that to romantic love, which translated in future relationships. And that's a whole nother story for a different time. In school, it was the same thing. I didn't really know where I belonged. I had friends, friend groups, but I didn't really fit in a clique. I was everybody's friend, but I wasn't in any particular setting. You know, nobody could really categorize me as being, you know, popular or you know, whatever the cliques are. It's been so long. But I didn't really feel like I had a place, you know? And then I was changing schools, and so I didn't really have anywhere where I was deeply rooted. And to say that I have friends from in the past, I just don't have that. And that's okay, because learning more about myself these past few years, I learned that this is a life lesson for me, and I'm embracing it now. But with all of this volatile atmospheres at school, at home, I had no idea what made me special. And I had no idea where my worth and where my love was going to be found, because I was placing it in all of these different hands, right, to try to validate me. As I graduated from college, my dad made a big impression on me that kept me bound up until I did some really deep work on myself this year. It was from one statement that he told me, and he said, Ashlie, you know, whatever you decide to do in life, make sure it benefits the family. And then when he told me that, I really wasn't quite sure, what does that even mean? It wasn't, Ashlie, do something that makes you happy. Ashlie, do something that lights you up, which is what I tell my kids. It was, do something that benefits me. And that threw me for a loop, because now in my mind, in order to be accepted, I had to live for what he wanted me to do, which gave me no path or no direction either. And I have a lot of my clients that come to me that have the same struggles. So it left me feeling a bit lost. And so I jumped from focus to focus. Really, I had no earthly idea what I wanted to do. And so finally I had a good Samaritan take me in and hired me on as a medical receptionist. And I trusted this person because my mom had worked for him prior, and she spoke just in the highest regards for him. And he wound up being my mentor in life. And his name was Dr. Michael Howard. And he saw so much in me. And he was the one person who did for me what I do for my clients. He sat me down and taught me all about his practice. And I was just a receptionist. I'm just here checking people in and like sending people about their way. But he wanted me to understand why he wrote the notes that he did, why he made the diagnosis that he did, because he knew that I wanted to learn. And he wanted to invest that energy into me. And I appreciated that so much, because I really do have a heart for the human condition. So much so that I made it my focus when I decided to make a focus in college, because it took me a while to do that too. And I focused in health and wellness because I have a true passion for what makes a person who they are. And so seeing that light in me, he was just feeding into me for 2 years until he fired me. And he didn't fire me because I did anything wrong. He let me go because he said I maxed out my potential as a receptionist and he had nothing else for me. And I would need to either go back to school or do something else that was going to expand me. And I was like, what the hell? I love it here. And he wouldn't allow that to happen. And so I went on to work as a personal trainer. And that lit me up to get a person from, feeling stuck in their physical health and wellness, and really transforming them each week as I took them through workouts and nutrition. And I did that for a few years. And during this time, I had 2 children and was battling with some severe postpartum depression, which completely collapsed the relationship that I was in at the time, which is where Isagenix did such an amazing, had such an amazing impact on me at that time. But it was also during this time that I needed something to believe in for myself. And so I decided to train for my first fitness competition. And it was something that it was for me. And I chose it, and it was mine, it was my own. And I had so much support around me to make it happen, because everybody knew how deep down in the dumps that I was with the falling out of my engagement at the time. And during this time in 2014, I got a phone call from my mentor, Dr. Michael Howard. And he says, Ashlie, I've got the biggest plan to open my own clinic for holistic health and wellness, and I want to be partners with you in this, and I want you to be a coach. And I'm like, okay, what does that even mean? you want me to coach with what? And so as he was giving me his vision about treating people from mindset and the inside out to really harness in on empowering them to take control of their health, I'm like, I can do this. I want this. This is great. And so I knew that it was going to be wonderful because he spoke life into me. He believed in me, and that made me believe in myself. And I was a Friday afternoon, and I remember walking up and down the driveway and just filled with so much hope because I had gone through so much hell and so much loss that entire year. And the following Tuesday, I was putting in my notice at the gym that I was working at and giving them the plans that I was going to do. Like, listen, y'all, it's been great here, but I've got this amazing opportunity and it's going to be happening. And I just can't believe that this is going to be mine. And my manager there was super supportive. He's like, Ashlie, you know what? This is great. This is going to be huge. And as soon as I had that conversation, I get a phone call from Dr. Howard's nurse. Her name's Rose. And I wasn't even sure why she was calling me, you know. And she said, Ashlie, I hate to tell you this, but I don't even know how to say it, but Dr. Howard passed away this morning. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he was fine. He was fine. And he just said he wasn't feeling good. So he went to the ER and he dropped dead on the floor, just in the waiting room. I'm so sorry. And this is probably one of the first times being able to tell this story without bursting into tears because the pain is still very real. All of these hopes and visions that I had that I thought that I was getting to and going out with somebody who really believed in me and made me believe that I deserved it was gone. And without a plan, what do I do? What do I do with that? You know? And so with his passing, I still had that fire in me. But then again, I had to question, what is a coach? What did he see in me? What am I carrying out here? What is his legacy that I need to bring forward so that it wasn't all in vain? You know? So I didn't go through this for nothing. So that he didn't live and die for nothing. What can I carry on? And so I started looking up jobs for coaching. Like, I started going through just postings and postings, just typing in coach. What do you do with that? I got hired on as a health and wellness coach for the local hospital around here for nutritional counseling for weight management. And as I did that position, it really fired me up because I was still able to bring forth transformation. And it is my passion to others go from being stuck to now believing in themselves and doing it. And hearing Anna's story, as she was talking about it earlier, I'm like, yes, that is it. Like, that is it. Because it's a ripple effect and it's impactful to everyone around you, because all people want to know is, can I do it? Because if she can do it, I can do it too. And it's that motivation that keeps people going, you know? And so as I was, or as I am, because I'm still doing this, as I am still coaching clients, earlier in 2017, I decided to hire my own coach because I knew what it was like to take my clients through it, but I wanted someone to continue what Dr. Howard was doing to me and continue feeding me. And I wanted to get to know myself at a deeper level. But my career path was gaining momentum, but my personal life was still missing something. I didn't want to just hop into another relationship, but I desired marriage. I didn't want to bring someone broken shambles of what was left over from relationships falling apart. I wanted to really present myself to someone, giving them the best of me. And in order for me to do that, I had to get myself pieced back together. And so I worked with my own life coach for about 1.5 years, and doing that inner work and aligning myself with the vision of what I wanted, which up to that point, I really hadn't asked myself what I did want, because I was still living for what other people wanted out of me. Because in the back of my head, I still heard my dad do something that's going to benefit me. I had no idea what I wanted. So working with my coach, I started writing down my vision, how I want my career to be, how I want my life to be, how I wanted my marriage to be. And I wasn't even in a relationship. There wasn't even anybody who even wanted to date me at that time, right? I didn't even want to date myself, honestly, because I was still a mess personally. And so I spent this time really understanding who I was at a soul level, going from my comfort zones, stepping out of my ego into my growth zones, my highest self, and having her speak to me and connecting with the vision. You see, we all face the same challenges in life. We all want the prosperity. We all want time to do what we love, more time, more freedom. We all want someone to love us for who we really are. We really aren't very different. Our motivations, our journey, and our pathway is a little different, but what drives us is quite the same. And so, as I said earlier, the fuel on our journey is the way that we love ourselves to bring about that happiness, that love, that joy, that flow, right? Because that's what I wanted. But I was attaching it to things that were outside of myself. And we do that all the time. When I get this career path, I'll be happy. When I get this relationship, I'll be happy. When I lose the 20 pounds, I'll be happy, right? We attach it to all of these outside things. But what we're really wanting is the sensation that it's going to bring us. That's what we're seeking. The relationship will make me feel loved, right? The career will make me feel validated, right? Losing the weight will make me feel more attractive and confident. That's what we're searching for. And ultimately, it's here now. It's already here now. And it's getting in the present moment that we're able to truly quiet our minds to see where we can find those sensations in our lives before the manifestations happen later. Y'all feel me on this? Happiness is acknowledging who you are now. Outer circumstances may impact you in the moment. I'm not saying that you're not going to have hard days, but those feelings come and go. They don't last. They are the rise and fall. An emotion takes 90 seconds to process, to peak and go down. Things change, right? Valleys and mountaintops. Happiness really is, as they say, an inside job, completely unattached from other people. It should never be attached to things that are out of our control, right? It's all about being in the present moment. It's a choice. To love yourself is a choice. To not love yourself is a choice. But by choosing to love yourself, you're choosing to truly open your heart, which elevates your consciousness of the present. No longer judging yourself from what happened in the past, right? And not worrying about the future on things that haven't even happened yet, right? Letting go of that rear view mirror. It's not serving you anymore. You're past that point, right? Making time for the present. And this is done daily. This is done daily. It's a daily practice. How many of you have a morning routine? Baby. You know, I never used to have one. I used to set my alarm, hit snooze a few times, and jump my butt out of bed and get out the door. You know what that says? I didn't make myself a priority. First thing in the morning, you come first. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish. Your goals will always be there. Your task will always be there. There's always going to be things to do, right? I once heard somebody tell me, and something that resonates with me still, stay away from your phone for the first hour that you wake up, because emails and text messages are other people's priorities. You hear that? Those are other people's priorities. And when you take them first and you answer it first and you check social media first, what you're saying is other people are a bigger priority than yourself. You come first, right? It's the whole premise of can't pour from an empty cup, right? You got to fill yourself up first to be the best in service for other people. That hit me when I heard it, y'all. It hit me. Like I said, your goals are always going to be there. The success of meeting your goals relies on the belief that you deserve it. The mindset, as Anna said earlier, you got to believe that you deserve it. Because other people can speak life into you the way that I had people speak life into me. But if I didn't believe that I deserved it, guess what? It fell on the ground. You ever had somebody go to pay you a compliment and you're like, oh, no. You know, I'm okay. Like, no, you shouldn't have. No, baby, I'm going to soak it in. I'm going to soak it in because you know what? Because I believe that I deserve it. So if you want to pay me a compliment, I'm going to accept that. And you know what that does for the other person? It blesses them. Do not steal other people's blessings. That's a different topic for a different day. Moving on. You accepting people's love blesses the person. Believe me. So to begin loving yourself and really cultivating this, you've got to truly become conscious of what you're telling yourself every day. Taking a few moments and looking at yourself in the mirror, which can be a little uncomfortable at first, and really saying, you know what? You're amazing. You got this. You're beautiful. Can I tell you I did this before I hopped on this call? You're amazing. You got this. You're beautiful. So I tell my daughter the same thing because I want that so ingrained in her head that when she goes to the bathroom, she tells herself the same thing. And when I tell her, I say, my daughter's name is Jalen. I said, Jalen, have I told you lately how beautiful you are? She goes, I know. I know. I'm like, well, you know, I don't even say that. I'm like, that's right, baby. You are. You got this. Thanks. Thanks, Mom. You know, because I want that to be so ingrained in her head so that she won't rely on anyone else to tell her that because she'll already know, right? And not in a, you know, conceited way, but just knowing she's got it going on and she can make things happen. She's powerful. And so what I want to give you is something that I give my clients when we talk about self-worth and self-love, and it is the 7 habits of self-love. Number 1, ask yourself first thing in the morning, what do I need today? Such an important question. What do I need today? Number 2, honor that need. Do what's right and best for you. And what I mean by that is make sure that when you're telling someone else yes, you're not telling yourself no. If it feels good for you to agree to do something, go for it. If it jeopardizes your values and your spirit and you feel that tightness in your chest happen or that sinking in your gut, trust that. Trust that. Number 3, positive self-talk. I call these mirror moments. And you don't have to do this all day. This is truly like a 30-second practice. Okay? You can do this after you get ready for your day. Or honestly, I would advise doing this when you look a hot mess. Really. When the makeup's off of you, you know, you got a big old t-shirt on and you're just feeling just, you know, not sassy. But looking at yourself in the mirror, flip your hair, you know, shake a hip, you got this, boo. Just as you pass the mirror. Looking fun, looking good. You know, even better if you're in somebody else's house. You even look good in this mirror too. Like seriously, positive self-talk. Because if you weren't taught that as a kid, like I wasn't, you know. All I heard was fighting and arguing and criticism. So I have to really talk it up now so that it becomes my inner voice rather than old critics. Number 4, value yourself. Value yourself. And this doesn't mean putting yourself on a pedestal and staying in comfort zones. Valuing yourself is believing in yourself to such a capacity that you refuse to stay in the comfort zone, that you challenge yourself, that you take initiative, that you do things that make you uncomfortable because you know it's going to grow you. Value yourself so much to know that you deserve more, right? Number 5, do more things that you love. I know as business owners, as mothers, as friends, colleagues, we like to be in hustle, 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 especially overachievers or high achievers, like that always have the projects going on. And those things may light us up, but take time to really just flow and do things that you love. I'm a big advocate for time blocks. I have creative hour that I schedule just for whatever inspires me. If I want to listen to music, I will. If I don't, I won't. I'll just lay in bed. If I want to take a walk outside, that's cool. If I want to dance to whatever the kids are listening to these days and my kids pops on the TV, sure, I'm going to go ahead and make a fool out of myself and just have fun and not be so serious, you know, but be intentional about carving out that time and do that for yourself. Number 6, probably the most important, in my opinion. Rather than wait for others to love you, love yourself first. Don't wait for other people to validate you. Validate yourself first. And number 7, this is powerful, and it could be a little painful at first, but practice loving your inner child. Inner child work is something that made probably the most impact on me because my younger self needed so much healing from the things that I've gone through. And a lot of these things in the 7 habits of self-love are things that you would do for children, right? When a child is having a hard day, what is it that you need? It would be no even double questions on asking them that. Why don't we do that for ourselves, right? If a child is overworked and overtired and just wants to play, do you know that when a kid needs a break, they don't tell you that? They don't say, I need a break. They say, will you play with me? Will you come play with me? Because that's what my kids do. You come play with me? If my son had a hard day, he's not telling Mom, I really had a hard day. I just can't believe, these kids in school. No, Mom, you come play with me? We need to do that to ourselves too. I want to play too, But it's these things that are so important. Bonus. And I want y'all to put this in the chat because to put words to it is very powerful and healing for yourself. I want you to truly type in one thing that you're proud of yourself that you did today. It could be, I hopped on this call. It could be, I got dressed today because, I've been really comfortable in my pajamas and, I did my hair. It could be whatever. And whatever you're proud of yourself for, highlight these things. Because as you cultivate these moments that you're proud of yourself for, you become so magnetic. Because what you're really doing is increasing your frequency in your body. And the highest frequency that you can be in is a state of joy and love. And when you're in that frequency, you are sending that out to others and you are drawing more to you, right? Love yourself because you are beautiful, you are capable, you're a badass, you got it going on, And I could speak all these words into you the way that I do to my daughter, the way that I do to myself. But honestly, when you begin to do this for yourself, the game changes. The car goes from 50 miles an hour to 100, and you are faster and faster, closer and closer to that growth zone destination. Y'all got that? Cool. Cool. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share this love with you and share this space with you. Y'all light me up. Thank you.
Ashlie, you're incredible. I mean, truly and honestly, thank you. I don't know about you guys, but hearing those points, but the way you connected it to story, I know for myself, I could relate to a lot of what you were saying. And when you see a beautiful, confident, incredible woman like yourself come on here and speak from the heart and share vulnerably pain points that could lead you to tears at any moment, and showing just how much the process of self-love, what it can do, I just want to thank you for being that person.
Thank you. I really appreciate y'all allowing me this space. It really is a blessing for me. So thank you so much.
Does anyone have any questions for Ashlie? I'm going to open it up right now. If anyone has questions, comments, anything that came up, I will please use the time while this incredible woman is here.
Amazing, Ashlie. You did amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Every
Thank you so much, Ashlie. How incredible. And let's practice those habits for self-love. And for anyone who's watching the replay, please drop your biggest takeaways from this call with Ashlie Price in the comments below, because this chat thread tonight was rocking and rolling. And we will see you all next Wednesday. We have an incredible guest speaker, Ed Scarano, coming in to talk to us everything NLP and hypnosis. So that is definitely going to be a call you'll want to be on. Have a wonderful night, everyone, and we will see you soon.